Welcome back to the Man Viewers podcast today. My boy Cooper Nelson is with me today. It's your boy
That's
Oversight Malcolm,
good.
aka Ryan White, back on Man Viewers podcast. Cooper, how you doing?
Doing good. It's good to get back into this.
Yes, it's been a while. It's been 2 months or a month, I think.
Too long.
Yeah, it's been a
Too
while.
long.
So we have four teams left currently in the playoffs. We have the Celtics versus the Heat, and then we have the Nuggets versus the Lakers. Um,
Yeah.
Tell me which series to you has been more exciting so far?
I think the Nuggets, Lakers, just because like I've been watching them more. I've had to work during the Celtics Heat game, so I've really been watching those. But like I don't know, man. Like the Lakers are so close every time, but then like the second game was closer. They held the lead for a while up until like the fourth quarter, and
Yeah,
then they lost it and couldn't get it back, and it was kind of tough. But and the first game was crazy, bro. The Nuggets just came out blazing, and
yeah,
then the Lakers slowly got back into it at the end, losing by what, like six, even though I mean, the Nuggets had a crazy game one, so
yeah,
I think the Lakers will bounce back in LA and hopefully catch two wins.
yeah.
And
Because the Nuggets are up 2-0 right now, currently.
right, and Celtics losing two at home is scary because I mean going back to Miami down two, you have to play your hardest.
Yeah, yeah,
And the Celtics are a phenomenal team. I think they'll be fine, but I mean, just it's tough going on the road.
yeah. So with the E Cooper, what has sparked this playoff run? What do you think?
I honestly don't know because like the regular season kind of sucked for them.
They were so bad.
Like they
Dude.
are an eighth seed, so
Yeah,
there's something about playoff Jimmy that just makes everybody better,
yeah,
honestly. And I
yeah,
mean, their bench has been playing so well. Like Kyle Lowry, who's kind of he's older, he's getting up there, and he's had a couple great games coming off, and it's just like whoa. And then Max Strus, who's a phenomenal shooter, and then Gabe Vincent, who also has been making some tough shots.
yeah,
I mean, it's like so weird, especially without like Tyler Hero in the second round, probably.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
I think Kyle Lowry has been probably one of the best role players in the recent, like, past couple of weeks. He's
yeah,
had some 30-point nights, like whenever Jimmy was out.
just like out of nowhere too. It's like, well,
Yeah. But I think it's because, back in 2019 when he was at the Raptors, he was the main guy on the team, him and Kawhi.
right, yeah. So
So
I
I
mean,
think,
we obviously know that he can be that guy, and he
yeah,
steps up in big moments. So I'm I mean, dude, if they make it to the finals, I will be thoroughly impressed.
yeah,
Like I was watching a video kind of how Jimmy Butler kind of came up and he played JUCO for like a year and then got an offer to what was it?
yeah,
It was like what
Marquette.
Marquette, yeah. And then like that's just a crazy story. Like his whole life he's had to prove something. So
Yeah.
I mean, man, if they make it to the finals, I'll be really impressed. So
Yeah. And you know what's crazy is that his his mom and dad like left him. They like dropped him off when he was like 13 because uh
wow,
he wasn't like he was trying to, make the NBA and they weren't supporting his dreams. So they kind of just left him. So
wow,
he had to go live with his friend's parents and his family. And so he was raised pretty pretty horrible childhood. I can imagine, but
yeah.
um,
Wouldn't wish that on anyone.
yeah. So let's talk about the Celtics for a second, Cooper. So last night, Grant Williams, he had a pretty solid 3-pointer, I guess. Started talking trash to Jimmy.
I
Jimmy
saw
got
the
really,
like
really fired up.
the
And
clickbait like him getting in the face of Jimmy Butler.
yeah, so after that, he went on a 20-9 run, I think, and basically won the game in the fourth quarter. I mean,
Yeah, I saw that they were getting hot in the fourth. So I
yeah,
mean,
you just don't talk trash to Jimmy, man. You just don't do
yeah, I
it,
mean, you really don't talk trash to anyone, but
especially if you're a
they,
bench
like
guy. I mean, dude.
somebody who's already been hot in the playoffs. Like, come on
Yeah.
now.
Plus, I mean, Grant Williams is not like a star guy. He just
Yeah, he's a more of a defensive dude.
yeah,
Doesn't create a bunch of options on the other side of the ball. So
right. So, Celtics, you say you haven't been able to watch as many games with the Celtics, but
right.
you are able to watch. What are some things you kind of noticed about the Celtics that kind of, push them down into the loss column?
Yeah, so I honestly I've just been watching some highlights, I guess, because I haven't been able to.
Okay.
But I mean the Celtics are they can be a high volume scoring team, and they play good on defense too. So I mean, I don't have much to say. Do you have anything?
Yeah. So I mean, I feel like sometimes with the Celtics, like they were down 2-3 versus the Sixers, and then they came back and won the series. So they can definitely pull it back together. I mean, I'm not gonna be surprised if they don't. But I mean, just there's been some things like the offense, I feel like just not making shots, because they are a very well, shooting team. So
Right. And I think also when their bench doesn't play well, it kind of affects
yeah,
the overall team. So I mean, a guy like Marcus Smart, he's having a hot game, or Al Horford, he's having a hot game. Not
yeah,
even bench players, but like supporting roles.
yeah.
If they're
Starter,
not on, then it hurts the team. So I mean, we've seen Al Horford play really well in the finals last year, all
right?
throughout
Yeah,
at the playoffs this year. So I think if they're honestly on, one of them has to be on, and then also Malcolm Brogdon, who we know he can play. So
sixth man of the year.
yeah. So I mean,
Yeah. So
supporting roles mainly because I know Jason Tatum's gonna get his, Jalen Brown's gonna get to his spots,
yeah,
create a shot, and then I think after that it's just the supporting roles to kind of be there, get the easy buckets, good
yeah.
looks, whatever.
So last game, Al Horford had 2 points. Uh, Marcus Smart had 7. Jalen Brown only had 16. So yeah, that kind of, like you said, those supporting roles need to be like quick, fast paced. They need to get some points or
Yeah.
just play some
Or
defense.
even like off the ball, like steals or
Yeah,
just like transition points are big. Uh,
yeah,
I mean, we've seen it with like Denver, who's phenomenal in transition. Like LA can't guard it for some reason. Like Bruce Brown comes up the middle, just lays it in, not even a dunk. Like he's
yeah.
at the rim, his head's right there. He's just like
Yeah.
it's just easy points for them. So I
I
mean,
think it's because they're so fast paced. You know what I mean? Like they're fast.
yeah, they are. They pushed LA really. Like LA's slow. They draw fouls. It's kind
Right.
of a it's LeBron's like vibe, I guess. Like he's just
Yeah.
they play at a slower pace for sure.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So yeah, let's switch over to that series real
yeah,
quick. So Nuggets Lakers. Nuggets are up 2-0 currently. I mean, it's looking like they're probably gonna win the series, but I do know Lakers have come back before.
yeah.
So um so you've
I think
you said that
I
you've
think
been able to watch the games.
yeah, yeah.
What have you kind of noticed about the series so far and why the Nuggets are playing so well?
Dude, I think honestly, the Nuggets are playing so well because of Murray. One, like
Amen. Yeah.
Murray's a different beast in the
Yeah.
playoffs. Like I saw one stat, it was like he gets like 7 or 8 more points than his average in the regular season in the playoffs. So it's just like what?
Yeah,
And then also Jokic, like it's just he's just so easy. Like he
I
gets the
know.
points so easy. It's
Yeah,
like you cannot guard him. It's so
he's
hard.
averaging triple double, Cooper.
I
He's averaging
know.
triple double right
It's
now.
so weird. Like
Yeah,
he has like 20 plus point triple double in the last 4 games. It's like
yeah.
it's ridiculous, bro.
Dude, every single time like he plays really well, there's always the meme of him as a fat child being like, "You let this man beat you." Like it's so
Yeah,
funny.
it's crazy because he's so efficient too. It's just like
Yeah,
he doesn't even like prioritize him scoring. Like
but
he's
he still
getting
scores.
it to his teammates, he's rebounding, he's doing all the work, and it's just he is the facilitator for
Right.
them. It's
Yeah.
it's weird. So
Yeah.
on the other side of this, Lakers have played really well. It's just the Nuggets have been outplaying them.
Okay.
So I mean, in the first game, it was the boards in the first half. It was just like crazy. Like they were out rebounding them like crazy. So I mean,
Yeah.
and then you saw Anthony Davis kind of step up, and he had a really good game. The first game, I believe he dropped 40.
Yeah.
Well, I
40
mean, and
points.
they still lost.
Yeah.
And you got Reeves who's dropping like 20 a game, which is great. You know, like I honestly didn't think Reeves was like that. Like,
But he is. Yeah.
he's really stepped up,
And then
and I
also Rui Hachimura, man.
yeah,
He's
who had
been
a
a
hot start.
solid role guy.
Yeah, I mean they've got a good team, so I'm excited to see what they can do in LA.
Yeah. Yeah. So tonight the game's at 7:30 in LA on ABC. Um, some guys like I've been looking at Twitter and stuff, and I've been noticing that LeBron has been kind of absent in the fourth quarters lately.
I
How do you
mean,
feel about that?
I think I think it was like he was 0 for 5
Yeah,
from three, game two, and it was just like wow, like I know everybody like dogs on LeBron all the time, but
yeah,
he does kind of need to step up in these games. Like season's on the line. Like
you're right. And there's definitely like some issues with the role players, I think, sometimes with the Lakers. Like
right,
D'Angelo Russell getting like 10 points per night is not something you want, you know?
yeah, it's not gonna cut it. It's not gonna
Right.
win you that game, but
Yeah. I mean, Jared Vanderbilt, he's been all right. I mean, he's just that defensive guy that you
yeah.
need.
So I'm confused, like why they don't start him on Murray and
Yeah,
why they start Schroeder, like
that's a good point. Uh,
or have Vanderbilt on Jokic or something like that.
yeah, so I
Yeah,
think I think that's because like in all honesty, the Nuggets are a pretty like tall team. Like they
yeah,
got some tall guys.
yeah. They are
Um,
very tough team.
so maybe I guess Vanderbilt's on Aaron Gordon starting the game because he did start last game. Vanderbilt did.
Oh, he did. Okay.
So, um, so I'm guessing he probably plays on Porter Jr. because Porter's like 6'10", dude. He's
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, but they also had like I think they had like D'Lo on Porter in the first game, and it was like kind of a mismatch.
yeah,
Uh, and
yeah,
I mean, also Porter is like he's a lethal weapon on offense as well.
right.
So
See, this is what happens when the Nuggets are healthy, man. I mean, we've been saying
yeah,
for a
they
long
are a
time.
1 seed.
Yeah, they are the one seed. I mean, and it kind of sucks that they haven't been able to reach this, this far in the playoffs.
Yeah,
We've always been hurt.
yeah,
So, and honestly, bro, the bubble was not fake. I mean, these are the same four teams that we saw in the bubble. So
yeah.
you can't say really much about that either.
Right.
So, um, But any predictions tonight, Cooper, on the Nuggets uh, Lakers game?
Yeah, so I think Lakers are taking this game.
Okay.
I think LeBron's just like, we gotta win this game, you know? Like
It's,
in LA, I
yeah.
feel like they're going to win. So
I mean, the mass celebrities are going to be there too. Like you have to show out. You know what I
right.
mean? Um,
And then Celtics Heat, is that tomorrow?
yeah, it's tomorrow.
Tomorrow night? I feel like I think the Heat could win at
Okay.
home, but I feel like yeah, I'm gonna say Heat win.
Okay. So
But
3-0? You're going 3-0 on the Celtics?
yeah.
Oh my God.
And then I think the fourth game, Celtics are gonna be like, okay, we gotta lock in.
Yeah, you gotta lock in at some point, man.
And then they're gonna be down 3-1 going back to Boston.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Okay. Uh, let's say so. What do you think? Like the series will happen? Like, do you think the Celtics can come back and win the series, or do you think it's just gonna be Heat all the way?
I think it's going to 7. I'm gonna say Celtics win in 7.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
I just
You're
think
saying you're
they'll
saying they're gonna
come
make
back
you're
somehow.
you're saying they're gonna
What?
make like the right adjustments and trying to okay,
Yeah, they're gonna get used to it, and then they'll be good.
okay,
The Lakers, I feel like the Nuggets will win in like 6 or 7.
yeah,
Even how much I love the Lakers and I want them to win, I just feel like I'm gonna say Nuggets in 7 because
okay,
I feel like the Lakers will put up a good fight. But
okay.
yeah,
So I'm gonna say honestly, I'm going Nuggets too. I think they're gonna win the series. Uh,
yeah.
I'm gonna
As
say
much
Nuggets.
as I hate to say that, bro,
I know I hate to say it, but like
I want the Lakers to win so bad.
I also really want to see the Nuggets in the finals. Like I want to see how they do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do too. So
So I'm gonna say Nuggets and probably 5. I'm gonna say Nuggets in 5.
okay,
Yeah, I think, like you said, Lakers probably gonna win tonight, and then Nuggets will probably win the next 2 games. That's
okay.
my prediction. Um, and then Celtics Heat. I'm probably gonna go Heat. I'm gonna go Heat.
Yeah.
I'm going Heat in 6.
6. Okay.
Yeah. So I think Heat.
I got Celtics in 7 and Nuggets in 7. So
Okay. So I think Heat are probably gonna win. Celtics. Honestly, I think Heat are gonna win tonight, and then Celtics will win the next 2 games, and then Heat will win Game 6.
okay, that's valid. Yeah.
So, um, so that's our predictions. Let us know. Hopefully, one of us is right. You know,
Yeah.
if not, that's okay. I mean, well, at least we tried. Um, but let's kind of move on to like the past couple of days or weeks in the playoffs. We saw the Sixers lose to the Celtics, Cooper. In all honesty, I was expecting the Sixers to go to the finals. I really wanted them to go to the finals.
Honestly, I wasn't just because no, but I
Like
mean,
I like it makes sense why people don't really didn't believe that they would make it, but like
right.
Sixers, they had so many options on offense.
They did, bro. And like it was just like Embiid, like he was always on until the last game. So I mean, he was pretty consistent throughout the series.
Yeah,
But it was James Harden as well. Like he would be on really hot one night and then just fall off, get like 10 points or something. And
yeah,
it's just like, well, you have to be consistent, especially in the playoffs.
right.
And I mean, they went up 1-0, like Philly won the first game. They lost the second game by a blowout.
Right.
87-121
Yeah.
it's not good.
Yeah.
And I mean, they were close to the third game, still 12 points. And then game 4 was crazy to watch. James Harden hitting that buzzer beater.
Yeah. That was
Or
crazy.
not buzzer beater, but it was a game-winning shot
Right.
basically. He came up big in that game, and then Philly won game 5, 3-2. And then Boston
So,
Okay, game six, it was
so
95-86.
yeah, Boston won those last two games by at least 10 points or more. So to
So
me, that was just like so confusing because I was like, dude, you just beat them by 12.
yeah,
Game four, five, or six. Game five. So they beat them game five by 12 points, and then they lose the next two nights by 10 points.
right. So game six, Embiid has 26, Maxey drops 26, but Harden drops 13.
Yeah.
And then their bench didn't create like what, 11 points maybe.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, they only got 86 that game. It's
So the question remains, Cooper, should Embiid have been MVP this year, or should have been Jokic? Now that we know what happened.
well, I mean, of the regular season, I think it was Embiid,
Okay.
genuinely. But I think being that the Nuggets like win the conference finals and then potentially win the finals, I think he'll definitely get MVP
Okay.
of the finals if they go there. So
Yeah. Or it could be Murray. I mean, Murray's right there too.
could be, but I think it'll be Jokic.
Okay. Yeah. So 2 days after the Sixers lose to the Celtics, we get the news that Doc Rivers was fired by or dismissed by Daryl Morey and the staff. Um,
Right.
Cooper, I mean, what were your first thoughts when you saw this?
Honestly, I wasn't surprised. I saw like a funny skit. It was like, Harden, what are you doing out there? And then it was like, they're firing coaches over there, like Monty Williams.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
I wasn't really that surprised because I mean Doc Rivers has blown a 3-1 lead before.
He has lost 10 game sevens in his career, Cooper. That's the most like by a mile.
Yeah, so I wasn't really surprised by it. The one I was more surprised was the Monty Williams firing because
Yeah.
like,
We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, so Doc Rivers, I mean, do you think this was his last opportunity to coach as the head coach in the NBA, or do you think he'll get
oh
more?
no, I think he'll have another opportunity for
Okay,
sure. I think it was just wasn't the right fit for Philly.
gotcha.
I'm wondering who else is gonna pick him up or potentially look into that.
I mean, you've got so many teams that have fired their coaches, like you said, Suns, uh,
Bucks. Yeah.
Rockets, Raptors. I mean, list goes
I
on.
mean, Rockets have a coach. They got Ime Udoka. So like
Oh yeah, right.
um Bucks, I think are already looking at like
Nick
a
Nurse.
collegiate coach
Oh, okay.
potentially coming up. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, I think Doc Rivers is a fantastic head coach. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
he's been to the playoffs like every single year he's coached. So I mean, that right there shows you how good of a coach he really is.
Yeah. And that's what you want. So
So,
um
but yeah, let's move on to Monty Williams, Cooper. Actually, yeah, let's move on to him. So, Monty Williams, you texted me about it. You're like, dude, this is crazy. Monty Williams is fired.
yeah.
Well, it said on the tweet that he was dismissed. So I'm not sure what the difference is, but um,
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
so
I'm guessing it just means the same thing, but
yeah.
really
So
hard.
how does this affect KD, or how much does this affect the team overall? Just because I know there's
I
so many
mean,
guys on the team that are close to Monty.
I think KD, that was like a big reason he came to Phoenix, but I I mean he's obviously gonna stay because of his contract, but
Right.
I'm wondering who their next coach is.
Okay.
I feel like, bro, if if I'm Udoka was still on the market, that would have been cool.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think who else would be like, because like the Suns, it's kind of just Katie and Booker, and then
I
you got
mean,
you do
Chris
have
Paul.
Aiton and Chris Paul, but Chris Paul did not. He didn't do much because he was injured.
Right.
So and he's getting older, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about the future of the team. So
Yeah. I mean, many people have been saying, I mean, KD is probably gonna stay with the Suns, I imagine.
and
Um,
the urgency is there. Like
but yeah,
they
they have got to win like next year or the year after or something. You know what I
right.
mean? So
Yeah, the urgency is for sure there because like Katie is on the tail end of his career. Like he still has probably like 3 or 4 more years in him.
like
But
he's still gonna average 25 a night. I mean,
yeah, but
there's no
he's
doubt.
definitely declining in terms of his career. So
Okay.
get that last in his career. So
Okay. Yeah, so let's go back to the Sixers real quick. I forgot to mention Harden. So people have been saying on Twitter and also on the ESPN and everything that Harden is looking to go back to Houston this summer.
yeah, I mean he is in
Yeah.
free agency. So like it's kind of up to him.
Yeah, so I mean, I mean, I just told you this before, but what was your first thoughts on this, Cooper? Because I mean, he has a good team in Philadelphia right now. Why would he want to leave that?
Right. I don't know if Philly wants him back because I mean I don't know. I mean, he's played like a year and a half, a year and like a third.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe they do want to get him back, sign him on maybe a year
Okay.
or two. But I could see him going to another team. What team he goes to, I have no idea, honestly.
Yeah. I
I'm
mean,
I would say it would be more of like a playoff team, somebody that's contending for a playoffs. Because I mean, he is a star, so I mean,
yeah.
can he definitely create some offense for you. Not very consistently, but he's
So
there.
I think the Houston honestly would not be a bad place for him because they did get the fourth pick. Um, they do have Jalen Green, Sengurin is down there, a lot of young talent, Jalen Smith as well.
Right.
So I mean, they could bring him in, and he could be like a veteran guy who helps out Jalen Green and stuff like that. Like I can definitely see that. But does he want a ring? I mean, if it really comes down to that, then he's definitely not going to go there.
Yeah, I think that would be probably the bottom line of his trade, trying to get a ring, and like Houston would not provide that. Not in the next 2 or 3 years.
Right. Yeah.
It's
And
going to
he's
take a little while to develop in Houston.
right. Um, Talking about the fourth pick, Cooper, let's talk about the draft real quick. So the lottery draft was on Sunday.
Right.
I think last week. We saw Spurs get the number one pick. We saw Hornets get number two.
Right.
Trailblazers get number three, Houston get number four, and then Pistons get number five. I mean, that's pretty sad for having the worst record in the
Yeah.
NBA.
But I mean, it's like I mean, the Pistons really like they do have quite a bit of stars. So
Right. Yeah. Um, so talking about the Spurs real quick, we all know Victor Wembanyama, 7'5", a guy from France who is looking like the best player in the draft, Cooper.
yeah,
People have been saying that he has more potential than LeBron did. That's what people have been saying. I didn't say that. People have
which
been
is
saying that,
crazy. But
which is yeah, it's crazy. Um, uh, how do you feel about him as a prospect right now? Do you think he can turn into like a Tim Duncan kind of guy for the Spurs, or what? What's his potential right now?
yeah, I wish Greg Popovich could coach him, like
Yeah,
for one more year, but
is he leaving?
I think he already got inducted to the Hall of Fame. So like I don't know if he can come back, right?
Well, he's still coaching too.
He might coach him. I don't know.
Okay.
So I mean if he can, that would be phenomenal. It's like be it'd be a great pairing.
Yeah.
And like, dude, he's 7'5", like 190 or what? What is he? Like 220,
Uh, 7'5", 220.
220. Okay. I mean, just by the metrics, like he's going to be pretty big. So
He's kind of like uh he's kind of like Chet Holmgren last year. You know what
yeah.
I mean? Because like they're about the same size. I mean, he's definitely taller than Chet, but like
Right.
body type, they're the same frame.
I
So
don't know, man. I think he'll be really good.
I mean, I
But
did see like there was a clip of him being bodied by Kenneth
yeah,
Lofton Jr. because that
yeah.
guy
So I
that
mean,
guy's
I don't know.
amazing.
He's obviously gonna be a really good shot blocker, just shooter,
Yeah.
has handles. So
I
I'm
mean,
just hoping he's not like a bull,
yeah,
who
I
like
got
doesn't get. I mean, he's gonna get a lot of minutes just because of the hype and because he's going to the Spurs, who don't have a lot of hype or
right,
stars or anything
right.
like that. But I'm just hoping he doesn't turn into something like a Porzingis or something like that, where
Okay.
he's really hot for like 1 year or two, and then it's just kind of mixed up.
Yeah, I got
I
you.
want him to do well. I think he will.
Yeah.
So
So Hornets, they got the second pick. Right now, everybody's been saying Brandon Miller from Alabama is looking
yeah,
like the number 2 pick.
I could see that. Yeah, Miller's crazy. He's really good. So
Can you tell us a little bit about him? So for people who don't really know him that well.
right. So I mean, he was the leading scorer at Alabama. They, I think they were in March Madness, and they got pretty close. But I mean, he has had a little bit of like off the court controversy, but not enough to where I'm like, I don't draft him.
Right. Yeah.
So I would get him.
Yeah, he's 6'8".
Another guy that I would look at was Scoot Henderson,
Right.
but he would probably be like face of the franchise, I feel like.
Really.
And you kind of already have that in like LaMelo. So I don't know.
He is 6'2" though. He's kind of shorter.
Who, Scoot?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
So he's after him, it's the twins, Amen Thompson and Acer Thompson.
Yeah.
So top these three guys, Scoot, Amen, and Oster, they're all from the G League.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty cool to
Well, I think the Twins, I believe they play like overtime elite as well.
oh yeah, you're right.
So,
I
um,
mean, they're both the same size, 6'7", 2'4", 2'5".
yeah. So
So
I think they'll be really good too. So,
let me make a new meeting real quick, Cooper,
all
because
right.
it's about to end.
Yeah.
Um, so after those top 5 guys, Cooper, we have Cam Whitmore from Villanova, and then Jarris Walker from Houston. And number 8, we have Anthony Black from Arkansas. Number 9, we have Taylor Hendricks from UCF. And then number 10, we have Grady Dick from Kansas.
Wait, so Taylor, you said Taylor,
Hendricks.
wasn't he was it the Big Ten or like, he was something player of the year, right?
Um,
From UCF?
I think he was the AC, AAC Player of the Year.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, big
he looks
play.
really good. I really like Grady Dick from Kansas.
Yeah, he's like 6'6", 170. Kind
He's
of undersized.
6'7", 200.
Oh,
Um, he's looking. Everybody's been saying he's a pretty solid shooter. He can
yeah.
make he
Well,
can
he
make his
shot
own.
like 40% from three.
Yeah, he can definitely create his own shot. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe he drops down a little bit to OKC.
Maybe, bro.
Yeah, that'd be
That could
nice.
be cool. That could be cool.
So right now we have OKC Thunder have the 12th pick.
Hmm.
Um, everybody's number 12 prospect right now is Cason Wallace from Kentucky. He's about 6'3", 185 point guard. But honestly, I'm not really sure if we need a point guard right
Yeah,
now.
I was gonna say we don't. I mean, we don't really need another point guard.
Right. Um, what what kind of player do you think we need right now? Because we do have Chet coming, he's coming back. Um,
Right.
what do you think?
So did you said Case and Wallace was like the projected?
Right. Yeah, Case and Walls.
Let me look at Keontae George real quick.
Okay. I think
This-
right now we kind of need like I mean, we have a center in Chet Holmgren, but
right. So do we? I'm trying to think who we need. Like, do we need another guard or do we need power forward or
I would say probably a bigger guy, honestly, or
that's
maybe
what I'm thinking.
because we have Trey Man, we have Isaiah Joe and everything. Shooting guard wise,
George. Um, so I was looking at Jordan Hawkins. So he's still a guard. So the projected like is Keontae George, Jordan Hawkins, Leonard Miller, or Cason Wallace.
yeah,
But let me look at Leonard Miller. It's they're all like guards.
yeah, I
Like
know.
weird. Okay, Leonard Miller is 6'10", so he'd probably be like a power forward
Okay,
too.
okay, yeah. I mean, I
I
feel
kind of
like
like him better.
who's
He's
it?
also a scorer.
What's his name?
So it's Leonard Miller. He's 6'10", 210. So
Oh,
he'd
I
be
see.
like a Chet,
Yeah,
a
he's from
little,
Canada, dude.
a little shorter,
Yeah, have
210.
the six vibes.
I kind of like that pick.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But
Yeah.
um, let's talk about the Trailblazers for a second, Cooper, because I know that's something that's been kind of in the news recently. They did get the third overall pick. Uh,
Right.
so, they are in the top three. They could definitely trade out and get some high class talent. In all honesty, um, I've been hearing some things about Anthony Simons being a potential uh player in a deal package or trade deal package.
Yeah. I
Um,
could see that. Yeah.
because they do the Trailblazers definitely need a kind of a small forward type-ish guy on their team right now. Um, they are trying to look for somebody that can match like Lillard's, offensive pace and his shooting and everything.
Right.
So, I mean, right now they have Anthony Simons, Damian Lillard, Shaden Sharp, Matisse Thybulle, Jeremy Grant, and Yusuf Nurkic. So they have some decent talent on their team, but I just don't know like if they are trying to go with the Damian Lillard and trying to build off of him, then they definitely are probably going to trade the pick. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure what they're gonna do, but they got to do something.
So Damian Lillard would be like the point guard. Shaden Sharp would be shooting guard. Small forward, Matisse Thybulle. Power forward, Jimmy Grant, and then center, Yusuf Nurkic.
Correct.
Um,
So do you think that they should go with the Damian Lillard route, or should they just keep the third overall pick? What do you think?
um, I feel like if you replace like maybe like a Matisse Thybulle or have him starting, but then have another option for like a small forward or a shooting guard that plays at a quicker pace that can create more shots. So you have dual threat with Damian Lillard and somebody else who can push the pace as well.
I got you.
So maybe they do go like I don't feel like Scoot Henderson though would do that. Like I don't know how well he can shoot.
Yeah.
He looks like a more muscular guard. So I would compare him more to like
Yeah, because he's 195, Cooper.
yeah, and
6'2".
he's 6'2", yeah.
He's
I
kind
would
of like a
compare him
Russell
more to
Westbrook.
like a Russell or
Yeah.
yeah, like a bigger guard. So
Okay.
I don't know if I would go for him necessarily. Maybe a taller guard
Right.
or a small forward.
Yeah. Well, let's switch over to some NFL stuff. That's the last topic on the podcast today. Uh, I would like to mention Jim Brown, who, rest in peace, passed away at the age of 87. Um,
Rest in peace.
he was a NFL champion, three-time MVP of the NFL Rookie of the Year, nine-time Pro Bowl, eight-time NFL rushing yards leader. Uh,
Wow.
I can just go on and on. I mean,
A
he had
lot of
an amazing.
accolades.
It's a lot of accolades. He was definitely one of the greatest, players in the NFL for sure.
Yeah.
And as a Cleveland Browns fan myself, I think it's pretty sad that we still haven't won a chip since that one back in 1964. Hopefully, we can turn things around with Deshaun Watson. Jesus. Um,
The
but
biggest contract.
hey, let's not talk about that. All right, let's not talk about it. But yeah, rest in peace to him. I know he was pretty old. I mean, 87 is pretty old.
Yeah.
So he lived a great life. So
Yeah, he had a full life, so
yeah.
rest in
And
peace.
then let's talk about Aaron Rodgers, dude. Aaron Rodgers has finally been traded. I mean, this is like 2 weeks ago, but still pretty breaking news. I mean, Aaron Rodgers was talking on the Pat McAfee show a couple weeks ago about how, he wanted to keep on playing football. He wanted to keep on,
Yeah.
you know, trying to win another chip. And he said that the Jets were probably his best option. And until recently, he was still on the Packers. But now he finally got traded and he's with the Jets. So, Cooper, what was your reaction to this? I mean, I know you're not super into NFL and stuff, but how do you think Rodgers will fit on the team? They have brought some Packers players over with him and signed them as a, thanks for coming, basically.
Yeah, I mean the Jets have a pretty good all around team and I think a little bit more offensive guys like another wide receiver would be nice for Rodgers,
Right,
but I think he'll be a good fit. I don't know like how much longer Rodgers has on
right,
his career. I'm guessing like the rest of his career will be spent in New York.
right.
Uh, but I liked it. Just something new for him, and um, I don't know.
You
It was
see,
like in the talks for so long that I kind of knew it was gonna happen at some point. But
right.
it's cool to see him on a new team.
Yeah. So the the Jets signed Alan Lazard like a month before the trade.
Right.
That was kind of like an indication to me. I was like, yeah, I mean, that kind of like now they're probably going to sign him, right?
Yeah, it kind of solidified it. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, one of his wide receivers is going to, yeah,
Plus, they also brought in Randall Cobb as well. So I mean,
right.
it's and they have Nathaniel Hackett, who was the former offensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers while Rodgers was there. So everything just kind of fit together because Rodgers knows that offense pretty well under Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeah.
And So I think it's a great fit, honestly. But there is another QB in New York. He goes by the name of Zach Wilson, who was saying some crazy things before Rodgers got there.
What did he say?
Well, basically, he said whoever gets traded here, basically just going to battle for the QB spot.
I mean,
But
rightfully so.
it's looking like he's probably going to be second string, which, in
Yeah,
all honesty, I think that's a good thing for him because he does need, like, we saw he wasn't the best QB wherever he was playing. He averaged
right.
like one interception per game usually, which kind of indicates they're not like a starter type. So I think having some guidance from Roger,
Having a veteran.
right? I mean, it'll help him out
Yeah.
tremendously, in my opinion. So, and you know, I think having Rogers on your team not only like solidifies you as like a potential playoff team, but also a championship team.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah. They're contenders for sure.
so I'm excited to see how they play out. I think the Jets will probably be one of the top 10 best teams in the NFL this upcoming season.
Yeah.
It'll definitely be fun to watch. Um, so anything else you got, Cooper?
Uh, not really, honestly.
Yeah. Well, it's been fun, dude. I'm glad we could finally do this.
Yeah.
It's been a while. So uh thank you guys for watching. If you guys can please subscribe to the podcast. Go check it
Well,
out.
the things, bro.
Check it out on Spotify. And we'll see you guys in a bit.
Appreciate you guys.
Peace.